He was supposed to have 3 surgeries. He made it to 2.
Honest truth, we all thought that the way he was carrying himself, that he would be fine.
So I'm guessing if he was just laid there, he probably was bad.
After all these years, the truth has finally come to light about what really happened behind closed doors after King Vaughn was shot. It turns out he was actually expected to survive the incident, but everything changed when he saw someone at the hospital.
Hold on, man, get him a wheelchair, man. What we doing? What y'all doing, guys?
The man who had just shot King Vaughn ended up at the same hospital, and when Vaughn realized it, he jumped out of his hospital bed, desperately searching for his gun. What happened next was so shocking, you'd have to see the CCTV footage to believe it. Tragically, it's also the real reason the O-Block rapper didn't make it. But that's not all. New evidence suggests there may have been foul play involved in Vaughn's death.
I definitely feel like it's foul play. I don't know where it's coming from, but I definitely feel like it's some weird shit.
King Vaughn's cousin has just shaken the internet by exposing a series of inconsistencies, contradictions, and suspicious details in the official story of Vaughn's death. And his claims point fingers at some big names, including Vaughn's manager, his sister, Lil Durk, and even 21 Savage. The connections are wild, and once you hear Bo out, you'll probably be left with more questions than answers. Let me bring you up to speed. A new King Von video has gone viral, putting his name back on the trending list, and it's all thanks to his cousin Bo. Even though it's been years since Vaughn passed, more shocking stories keep surfacing, and this latest one might be the craziest yet. For years, Bo has been hopping from podcast to podcast, keeping Vaughn's name alive. But now, he's come forward with explosive new information about the day Vaughn died. In his most recent interview, Bo dropped some jaw-dropping details about Vaughn's final moments, and if what he's saying is true, it completely changes everything. We thought we knew. We already knew Vaughn was cut from a different cloth, but according to Bo, what happened in that hospital before Vaughn's soul left his body proves he was far from your average street legend. And while Bo's story might sound like something out of a Hollywood movie, it could actually be the truth. He claims Vaughn had undergone 2 successful surgeries and was on the road to recovery until everything suddenly took a dark turn.
One of the things you had said was he had survived 2 surgeries, like he was expected to live at first.
Bo revealed that Vaughn's sister, Kayla B, called him and shared that Vaughn was originally scheduled for 3 surgeries. After successfully making it through the first 2, something unexpected happened. Vaughn reportedly got out of bed, started fighting with the nurses, and frantically asked for his gun.
Kayla, she told me, she said that he had 3 surgeries, but he made it. He was supposed to have 3 surgeries. He made it to 2. He hopped off the bed after the second surgery and supposedly started fighting the nurse and asked the nurse where's his gun at, something like that. And then he died because he went into shock.
There are definitely some doubts surrounding Bo's story, especially when it comes to Kayla B. One fan questioned, how did Kayla B know what happened at the hospital if she wasn't even there that night? How would she know Vaughn had 3 surgeries and woke up asking for his gun? Another fan pointed out that Kayla's story has changed multiple times. First, she said she wasn't at the hospital, then in her first interview, she claimed she was there and went home. That's when people really started looking at her sideways. They said, "It's important to remember Vaughn was in Atlanta that night for his album release party, and only his close entourage was with him." Kayla B was also seen at the club earlier, but according to Bo, she left and never showed up at the
That night, wasn't she?
What you mean, at the club?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was at the club. She told me she had left and went home. And I guess when she got home, that's when she supposedly had called me.
So she didn't go to the hospital?
No.
That's like her blood brother.
These small but telling details have sparked even more questions about what really happened to King Vaughn. And now conspiracy theories are swirling that Vaughn may have actually been set up. You can tell Bo knows way more than he is letting on, but he can't really speak on it. One fan said, "It definitely feels like a setup." Another fan took it a step further, commenting, "Kayla B got a Range Rover for her part in Vaughn's death." And what's raising eyebrows even more is the fact that, shortly after Vaughn's passing, 21 Savage gifted Kayla B a brand new Range Rover, a move that many people now find suspicious.
Now, shortly after that, 21 Savage, he bought you a Range Rover?
Yeah.
According to Kayla B, the gift from 21 Savage came as a surprise. She claimed it was completely unexpected.
Random? You knew that was coming, or?
No, I didn't tell me. Like, I've been on that room for a long time. It's stopped with Solana. Like I told you, I'm staying with the brother. So it's just like, I already have relationships with them. Like, I've been locked in with them and stuff like that.
Now, this is where things take a wild turn. 21 Savage revealed that at the exact time King Vaughn was shot and killed, he was actually hanging out with Lil Durk in Houston. In fact, he says he got the call just 2 minutes after the shooting went down.
Me and Durk at the bowling alley, because we was out in Houston here, so we at the bowling alley. I got the call 2 minutes after it happened, no exaggeration.
This is where things really start to spiral. A lot of fans were quick to call out 21 Savage, accusing him of lying about being with Lil Durk when King Vaughn was shot. One fan asked, "So you're telling me he ran out of a bowling alley, turned, up in the car, then saw Vaughn got shot and ended the live?" That narrative didn't sit right with people, mainly because Lil Durk was actually on Instagram Live in a car when the news broke. Durk was never at a bowling alley. Everyone saw him on Live when he found out Vaughn got shot, said another fan. 21 Savage, you need to stop lying. This smells like straight BS. 21's statement might have opened a can of worms, because one name that keeps coming up in connection to Vaughn's death is none other than Lil Durk. Now, it might sound wild, but the theory that Durk had something to do with Vaughn's demise has been gaining traction. And once you look at the timeline and the facts, it starts to raise eyebrows. At the time of Vaughn's death, both he and Durk were fighting an attempted murder charge stemming from a 2019 Atlanta shooting that left one man injured. But then, in late October 2022, after Vaughn had already passed, all charges against Durk were dropped. Prosecutors said there just wasn't enough evidence to move forward. According to Durk's legal team, he was at the scene but wasn't involved in the actual shooting. Still, the timing has people talking. Some believe Durk may have used Vaughn's death to his advantage, possibly even cooperating behind the scenes to get his charges dropped. The rumor is that Durk might have thrown Vaughn on under the bus, especially since there was a mountain of evidence pointing to Vaughn Doe. A key female witness who was at the scene told police a fight broke out in the car in front of her. She said she saw Durk pull out a firearm, and in fear, she ran.
If I'm with you, we do something, you don't report it, but you know I did it, and you don't report it. We go on about our life. You are as liable as to the case as I am. What I'm finna go down for, you finna go down for, unless when you get in this behind these doors, you tell me something that I don't know. And then probably a little bit more.
Despite all the evidence pointing toward Durk, a statement from Georgia District Attorney Fani Willis added even more fuel to the fire and gave people more reason to believe that Durk may have flipped on his late friend. In her statement, Willis said that if Vaughn's co-defendant, Davon Bennett, aka King Vaughn, had not died in 2020, he would have been indicted for the Atlanta shooting incident. That statement sent shockwaves through the industry. People were stunned because, according to the DA, even though most of the evidence seemed to center around Durk, it was Vaughn who would have taken the fall had he been alive. Meanwhile, Durk would have walked free. This led to a widespread theory that Durk pinned everything on Vaughn, knowing he was no longer around to defend himself. With Vaughn gone, the legal system had no one to prosecute, so Durk walked. Some former members of Vaughn's crew from O-Block reportedly shared the same suspicions. According to them, if Durk was present at the scene when the crime took place but didn't report it, he would have faced serious consequences, even if he wasn't the shooter. So the only way for Durk to walk away with all charges dropped, they believe, is if he gave up some crucial information, possibly pointing the finger at Vaughn.
Lil Durk told on King Vaughn. That's how he beat his charge. Lil Durk told on King Vaughn. That's how he got his charge.
There had been a growing suspicion long before King Vaughn's death that he was set up. And one particular incident seemed to back up this theory. It was rumored that one of Lil Durk's lawyers, Nicole Mormon, posed as airport security and was involved in searching Vaughn at an airport. An incident Vaughn even captured on camera. What made it more suspicious was that Nicole had worked with the state for nearly 5 years as a felony probation officer and a specialized task force agent, meaning she had the ability to go undercover. The theory was that this was part of a larger plan to paint Vaughn as the more dangerous one between him and Durk, setting him up for serious trouble. In doing so, Durk could avoid prison, while Vaughn would end up behind bars. Even Lil Durk's biggest critic, Charles...
Do you feel like Vaughn was set up? Because I seen you say something about...
Yeah, I always say shit like that because it don't make sense to me because certain shit don't be making sense to me, and I just like a lot of fans, it don't be making sense to them either. But even to me, I don't know why it just seemed like on my heart, something don't seem genuine. Like,
even in the Instagram live video where Lil Durk was vibing to music, some people strongly believe he was just creating an alibi. Durk was Vaughn's main op, no coincidences. One comment read, "The timing of Back in Blood dropping the same day, Vaughn died only fueled the theory that Durk was on live to cover his tracks. This looks like him setting up his alibi," another fan commented. Meanwhile, one person suggested that Durk didn't seem to care. He had a phone and the internet. Just like everyone typing that Vaughn got shot, he probably felt relieved because Vaughn was about to take everything down with him. The evidence supporting this theory is pretty wild, and at the center of it all is King Vaughn's sister, Kayla B. People are questioning how she ended up with a range rover shortly after her brother was killed by someone who claimed he was hanging out with the guy suspected of the murder. The question now is, did she set Vaughn up that night? Did she lie about being at the hospital?
Vaughn situation. It's dumb. All over. It looked like it was over girls to me.
Oh yeah, I mean they say the King Vaughn situation was over Jania, who was NBA YoungBoy's baby mother.
Yeah,
but they weren't even together at the time.
Talking about on this song, bro.
What?
You talking crazy?
Oh yeah.
He ain't even like that.
Oh.
Nah.
Damn.
Chop. You got Chop in your rap.
Seemingly was like, let me try and get this rap beef thing to clout, supercharge my career. He ended up getting YoungBoy's baby mama Jania at some sort of studio session. There was talk that they were going to make a song together. There was rumors that they slept together. And, then YoungBoy ends up getting Asian Doll over his house to do a song. There's rumors that they slept together. And it really, seemed like Vaughn started dragging baby mamas into this and just escalated this thing to a level where it got